done now? I think he's done now. There goes that nail gun right when I open the window, though. That just started right now when I open the window. Yeah, I think the train horn's done, though, but he was a stalker. And he was setting off his train horn synchronized and then just getting louder and setting it off more. There he goes again right now. I don't know if you could hear that train horn, but he was going off again. And then this car and this guy walking out are coming up right now. And then he just walks out and then turns around and walks back. And then he scratches his head. He just came, he just walked out right as his car pulled up parking next to me, and then right as it parks, he turns around, walks back the other way, and he's got this look on his face like it's spooky, man. Like he looks like he doesn't want to do it. He's just like my refrigerator just turned on right now when I walk through the doorway. Well, I guess the train horn's done now, but he was going off insanely a minute ago. They always do stuff like there'll be a siren or a train horn or something like that going off, and then I start recording and then they quiet down. Or like if it's a siren, it'll just drive off like into the distance all of a sudden or turn off all of a sudden. But it'll be like really loud and obnoxious before I start recording. Like this train horn a minute ago, he's just going off out there. Just like synchronized with things that I'm doing, just like posting something on Twitter or whatever, or like. And then there's these other gang stalkers out here right now. There's a whole bunch of them right now. Just a whole swarm of parasites out there right now. This is so dumb, dude. Every day when I'm in here in my apartment, there's sirens and there's train horns and there's loud trucks and there's all these different synchronized sounds going off out there. People just slamming shit, like slamming a pallet down on the ground or whatever. Or like as they're unloading a truck, they'll be slamming shit or they'll be slamming a dumpster lid. So many stupid things that they do, stupid sound effects that they do. And just people starting up a conversation extremely loud out there, like talking really loud, but like starting to talk synchronized or laughing synchronized. I can just hear them through my window. Or just being like, woo! Or setting off fireworks synchronized, which they did again like a month ago or whatever, whenever it was. But definitely during fireworks season. And then other times throughout this year, they've been setting off fireworks synchronized. But definitely during fireworks season, they be setting off those fireworks synchronized a lot. And like right outside of my apartment with really loud fireworks. Like they set off an artillery shell out here or some extremely loud firework right outside, like right next to me at a synchronized moment one day. And I see these two school buses and they're sneaking with the white truck or some type of gang stalker. Anytime I see school buses, they're gang stalkers. Anytime I see the student driver car, it's a gang stalker. Which I don't know if, like, I don't know, are they training them how to gang stalk in the student driver car or something? That's what I wondered, but literally anytime I see a student driver car, it's a gang stalker. And there was the one video I did where it was two different student driver cars. And I think the one synced on me like a bunch of times. But like I saw multiple student driver cars throughout the video and they were all synced up. Here's another school bus. Is he syncing up? I don't know if he's syncing up. These two white trucks are syncing up. They just are, I don't know. They're just syncing up out there. So why is that? Why is there always people syncing up out there? What is the deal with the syncing up? Why is it so amazing to sync up that everyone does it? Because I don't see why it's cool to sync up. I don't get why that's cool or why that is funny or why you would do that on a consistent daily basis at that. This black truck and this silver car is synced up. And there's a white SUV syncing up with it. And then there's another silver car. And there's someone getting into a tan car right next to me right as it goes around the corner. And there's also a white sinker truck driving out, syncing up. And then there's a FedEx truck And then the tan car is driving out. And then I see another tan car over there that it was syncing up with. And then there's a white car that's syncing up with when it gets to the street, and another tan car, and another tan car. So once again, every time, and then I think that tan car is synced with another tan car. But once again, every time I see a tan car, there's another tan car. Like every time I see a tan car, I see another tan car. On video too. Like every time I see a tan car, there's another tan car. Like pretty much every single time. If it's not that, then it's like a white car, or it's just meeting me right at an intersection or whatever with a tan car. But pretty much every time I see a tan car, like every time I see a tan car syncing up on me, it seems. There goes another tan car syncing up with a red car over there as it drives behind it. But like, that one didn't have another tan car with it, but like it was syncing up with the red car perfectly. I just drove behind it and out of the parking lot and just drove through the parking lot and out of it as the tan car took off out of the parking lot, and the red car went right behind the tan car right as it took off. But most of the time when I see a tan car, there's another tan car with it. How is this a coincidence? And this happened on video this morning. It happens on like every video where I see a tan car. and that on this morning's video, it was a 22 and a 88 or whatever. It was like two tan cars with repeating numbers, and then there was another tan car after that. So how is there always a tan car with the other tan car is what I'm saying. There just goes two red cars and two white SUVs right now. Like if I'm not being gang stalked, then it's like something magical is happening. Because there's always a tan car with the other tan car. You're not being gang stalked. You're just paranoid, bro. Okay, but why is there always a tan car with the other tan car, though? Oh, it's just a coincidence. Every time it's a coincidence? Like, every time I see a tan car, there's another tan car with it, coincidentally. Every single time. Like, you gotta do better than that, bro. You gotta come up with something that makes more sense, because that doesn't make any sense. Just say it's magic or something. Like, that makes way more sense than it's a coincidence. Or that I'm a schizo. But anyway, I was trying to catch that train horn, but he stopped, and then he might start up again when I turn the camera off. I don't know. But it sounded like he was just sitting there with his train, doing nothing except setting off a horn. Like it wasn't a moving train. It was just parked train somewhere, and he was just honking at me in my apartment, sitting in my apartment, minding my own business. It is every day with this guy. This guy with the train horn. It's every day. He's just a horny stockhead every day. He's got to creepily stalk me through my apartment window. But like I said, it got quieter when I turned the camera on, and like they just always like they'll be like more obnoxious when I'm not recording sometimes. And then if I try to record it, they'll quiet down and they'll like. But then sometimes they'll do shit like that on camera. I don't know, like I don't get it. Like just keep doing the train horn. Like I've already caught the train horn 1,000 times. Why wouldn't you just keep doing it? Why would you turn it off when I turn the camera on? I just saw this cop out there. And there's that plane on the video this morning that was flying like to the side of me when I got across the street, and the truck beeping was also going off at the exact same time. But I didn't get to catch the plane because it was like if it was flying like the same direction I'm walking, and it like flew around the corner of the building, like behind the building right when I got across the street. But like I just turned my head over and I saw it, and then didn't get to turn my camera over in time. But there's a plane stalking me right there, and then there was another jet flying next to me that I think was another one. That sound was probably just, I don't know what that sound was. I think it's this truck unloading, this white semi. And there's a bunch of whiteys right now. And right as they drive by each other, my water heater turned on, and it's probably syncing up with the whiteys. It's always syncing up every time it turns on, so it was probably either syncing up with me starting to talk again or syncing up with them or something like that. It's fucking gang stalker water heater. And I mentioned this before, but like they have this fire alarm right outside of my door. It's like right above my door in the hallway. And like they'll test it sometimes to see if it works or whatever. But they'll do that at a synchronized moment, and it's really ear piercingly loud. right next to my door. This is high-pitched fire alarm. And then they'll be like just making all types of sounds out in the hallway. Walking by in the hallway, coughing, whatever. This car hitting their lock button. Just by the timing of it, is probably a stalker. There's just people walking by, and they're probably the guy that hit the lock button. This guy and this lady walking by. And then I think I just heard someone cough when they went around the corner or something. It's so dumb, dude. You just walk around the corner and someone was like, and this other guy walks out, and he was like facing me when he walked out. It was like he's like pointing. I think he's pointing, like talking to someone. It's like he's like facing directly toward me as he like backs up and then walks up, and then like there's someone else walking out in the background as he walked out. And then they got in a blue car, and then there's gonna be a red car, right? It starts driving forward right as a white truck goes around the corner. Yeah, and then there's a red car right as it turns and goes on the street. Yeah, and then there's a white truck syncing with the red car going around the other corner. Yeah. And there's another white truck and it's syncing with a black and a silver car. It just never ends, dude. It just never. It's just. That's the only word that I can muster out. That's the only word that can describe it is just. And then last night they were hitting me with some frequency weapon thing, but like the last like week or something they haven't been, like at all. Like usually it's like once a day at least or something. But they haven't been doing it for a while. You know, maybe they do it when I'm asleep or whatever, probably, but but last night they did it again, and then there's just all these gang stalkers driving by right now. A lot of them. It's not funny, but it is. But it's not. And there's a black car that's synced with a silver car that's syncing with it's another silver car. And then there's another black and silver car, and then there's two white cars, and they're all synced up with each other. And then it's syncing with another white car as the guy walks out of the back of the truck trailer, white semi, and there's also someone getting out of a car behind them at the same time. It's just all at the same time. There's a lot of gang stalkers all at once. And there's just more and more of them, just more white cars and tan cars. And here comes the tail lift bus, and they're getting back in the back of the truck trailer right at that moment. And then there's the Sara Lee car syncing up with the tail lift bus around the other corner. And then there's someone walking up next to me right as they push the forklift thing back into the pallet jack thing back into the back of the truck trailer. And they're gonna lift it up synchronized or whatever. This is everything they do is synchronized. He's wheeling a cart back out. Like, it's like two guys unloading the trailer. The one guy's he's like with the pallet jack thing. This other guy wheels out the cart thing again, right as a white SUV went around the corner or something. And there's this other gang stalker walking out, and then there's white van driving by that I always see. And he's synced up sloppily with a white SUV, but they almost made it. Fucking COINTEL amateurs out there. Go practice your terrorist tactics, you fucking amateurs. You didn't drive at the exact perfect speed. You have to make it as robotically synced up as possible to drive me bananas. Otherwise, it just looks like a regular world where people aren't stockhead terrorists, scumbags. There's a white SUV perfectly syncing with a red van and a white truck, and then the red van syncs with another red truck, and then there's a garbage truck. They were all robotically synced up perfectly. Just perfectly from the perspective of my apartment window. But then I think like there's people like there's apartments like right next to me on either side. Like if they look out their window, they're gonna see like it's not gonna be perfectly aligned like it is from my window, like but it's gonna kind of be like synced up out there looking, I would think, from their window too. So it's like and then if they're setting off sounds out there, it's like they're stalking the whole neighborhood, you know? if they're setting off a bunch of loud trucks, especially late at night, it's like they're harassing the entire neighborhood, basically. It's not syncing up with them clicking a button on their phone or opening their refrigerator or something like it is on me, but still they're just making loud sounds out there, harassing the entire neighborhood basically. So why, why would you do that? There's white trucks way in the background. They're syncing up with these other white cars in the foreground. And I think the guy from the white semi just went in the building at the same time. Hey, dude. What up? And then you hear that truck beeping. I don't know if he's one of them, but probably, because usually when I hear that, it's one of them. So most likely he's one of them again. He just started beeping right as this guy's going in the building out of the white truck. So, yeah, probably I'm right. How am I doing? Oh, I'm alright. How you doing? This other truck just started beeping. I think he's another one. And then these black cars are syncing up with each other. And then I hear an engine rev right as this white truck goes around the corner. I don't think it was the white truck though. I think it was another car revving their engine. And a lot of time when I'm walking around and stuff, there'll be a car driving by me, and then there'll be a motorcycle sound over the other way, right as it drives by me. It'll just be like, and then there's white and black cars and a silver car. It just goes on and on. Like, it's just, how many of them are there? Like, I just. How many stalkers can there possibly be? They just keep spawning out of nowhere. They just keep respawning. They're gonna overload the map with stalkers and it's gonna glitch out the game. And then we're all gonna die. It's gonna be game over for everyone. This is madness, dude. Like, if you know, then you know. If you don't know, then, I mean, I can't explain it. I can just show you videos and that kind of explains it, but that doesn't really even explain it. Because they're all around me and making sounds all around me and like doing subtle things that I can't even catch on camera and shit. And all types of psychological fuckery. There's a white SUV and he's turning right as a white car drives out. And there's another white car driving out when he parks, and then there's two more white cars driving out, and then there's a red and a blue car driving out. And then there's another red car syncing up with the blue car. And the white SUV too, syncing up with them. And then he parked in the parking lot. And then they're gonna get out and they're gonna have a red shirt on. And here comes someone with a red shirt walking by on the sidewalk. Oh, they don't have a red shirt in the white SUV though. This person with the red shirt on the sidewalk synced up with this white truck, I think. And then this white car is drove around the corner. This other guy walks out. And then the person from the white SUV walks up to the sidewalk right as another white car drives out. And then they go around the corner of the building right as the white car turns. And then the other car starts that's parked right in front of where the white car turned, who walked out synced with the other white car. And then he's taking off in a silver car right as a black car drives behind it. And then he's turning on the street right as the silver car, or right as the black car turns again behind him into the parking lot, and a white car drove out, and another white car, and a blue car, and it's syncing with a red car. It's just infinite. Infinite. So, like, again, if you're not being stalked, everyone around you is a stalker. Even if you're not being stalked, everyone around you that you know is a stalker, most likely. And they stalk other people. They might not be stalking you, but they go out and they stalk people. Like your mom, your dad, like your grandma. All these people are probably stalkers. Because when I look out my window, it's just a whole lot of stalkers, just nonstop stalkers, and then more stalkers, and then more stalkers. New ones. Sometimes the same ones loop back around. But it's a lot of stalkers out there. And it's like everybody that I walk by is a stalker. Except, like, there's like a couple people, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe they are a stalker though. Maybe they just haven't done it yet. Maybe they're gonna do it when I get to the intersection. Or, like, whatever. They did something that I didn't see them do, or whatever. Like, sometimes I'll see someone, I'll be like, I don't think that was a stalker, but then I'll see them later and they're stalking me, and I'm like, well, damn. So it's just a message to the world, to the real world, anybody real out there, that everyone out here is a stalker. If you're not being stalked, you probably will be at some point if you're real. And if you're not, being stalked, then just know that everyone around you is a stalker.